Hi, I'm Jim Jubak, and welcome back to my YouTube channel for JubakPicks.com, JubakAM.com, and my new Substack, economicsforinvestors.substack.com. I say welcome back because I put my videos on hiatus while I got that Substack up and running. And now Economics for Investors is up and running, and I'm going to start doing videos for YouTube again, trying to do 3 a week. Economics for Investors, please check it out. It's free if you want. Don't worry about the paywall. Subscribe for $7 a month or $60 a year if you want to read everything. And I'm focusing on looking at the economic trends, the economic data, the economic structures that I think really in the long term drive stock prices and bond prices more than the news headlines. I think it's particularly true at the moment because we're looking at big shifts in the role of gold and the dollar and global savings and global lack of savings. All those big shifts going on, I think they're really, really important to understand. And that's what I'm going to be trying to do, look at on Economics for Investors. Okay, today's topic is actually about AI and a very non-AI company, it seems, Starbucks. Now, there are lots of questions about whether AI is going to work. And I mean financially, not in terms of technology. And it's very hard to get a handle on what numbers to plug into when you're trying to value something. And it's really sort of top of mind important right now because we're looking at probably $1 trillion IPOs from OpenAI and Anthropic within the next 6 months or so. So the news out of Starbucks today, this week, that really has impacted the way I look at AI financials and revenue, is that Starbucks installed an AI inventory system about 9 months ago. The idea is that Starbucks has this incredibly complicated supply chain. If you look at how they've really created this Frankenstein structure, which is that people come in because they can personalize their coffee in so many ways. There are millions of alternatives to do this, whether you want a half shot with a quarter latte with mocha sprinkles. I mean, there are endless ways to do this. This makes running inventory here really important because if somebody comes in and orders, they want maple syrup in their coffee because it's on the menu, you've got to have maple syrup. And you can't run out. So the new CEO came in and said, "Hey, we've got this problem that we're frequently, too frequently, having a customer come in and want something that we really can't deliver." So they installed this AI computer vision system to try to recognize what's on the shelves, what's not on the shelves, and that was 9 months ago. And it's been, what should we say, failure, dismal failure. The Starbucks partners, which is what they call their workers, hate it because it's not terribly accurate and they can't count on it to either order or to make sure that the shelves are stocked with what they need. They've been asking that Starbucks to pull back and to go back to using more human beings to actually do their inventory. And Starbucks has finally said yes. And Reuters reported that Starbucks is pulling out its AI system. What that exactly means, don't know, because Starbucks is not really being very forthcoming about the details. But you could run a general headline that says they've ripped out their AI inventory system. Now, I don't know this is a trend. As I say, Starbucks is sort of at the cutting edge of supply chain disaster. It's just, I couldn't imagine how you can actually execute the system that they've committed themselves to executing. So the fact that they've had this failure doesn't mean that AI in general is going to have these failures. But you do have here a major AI customer, software customer, deciding that its system doesn't work, so much so that it's going to deinstall it. I don't think there's going to be a situation where back alleys are full of sort of boxes of deinstalled AI software, but it does make you wonder, really, when you're looking at the growth stories for AI companies, whether it's for a hyperscaler or for a company that does AI more specific AI software, exactly what the real growth rate is going to be once all this shakes out. And we simply don't know. And that makes me really uneasy when these companies are asking me to give them a lot of money at really sky-high valuations. Okay, so if you want to read more about this, you can read it on jubakpicks.com. You can read about it on Jubak AM, with my subscription site, jubakam.com, or on Economics for Investors at .substack.com. And would welcome you to do any or all of those. Many of them are free or very low cost, such as the Substack. Remember to ring the bell on YouTube, which is how you get notification the next one is going up. There's a little thing. Which corner? This corner. Whoop. This corner. Up here. Under systems, which allows you to turn on notifications, and that's what you want to do to get the next one. If you like this YouTube, please give us a thumbs up, and I hope you'll watch us as we continue to do more. Thanks for watching today. Ciao.